It's amazing that thousands of years after God gave us the Torah, the famous laws of damages, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, still form the basis of the secular legal system to which I make a livelihood, representing injury victims. And so in honor of the inclusion of those laws in this week's Parsha, I figured that instead of the usual spiritual lesson that I share with you each week, I would share a practical financial lesson. If you have a car, go grab the declaration page for your automobile insurance policy. You'll see listed there bodily injury, and then a number or two next to it. It'll say 25,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 or 250,000. Or it'll have two numbers, 25/50. That means that if you or someone using your car injures someone else, that person can come after you up to $25,000 per person or $50,000 per accident if more than one person is injured, if those are the coverage limits you chose. If you chose higher limits, they can come after you for those higher numbers. Now look down, you'll see also numbers next to the words uninsured/underinsured motorist coverage. The way that works is this. You or a loved one, God forbid, gets hurt. Someone else is negligent. But that other person doesn't have insurance. It was a stolen vehicle. It was a hit and run. The policy lapsed. You're not out of luck. You can bring a claim against your own policy because you have uninsured motorist coverage up to whatever limits you chose, 15,000, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000. Underinsured works this way. You get rear-ended. God forbid. But the person who hit you only has $25,000 in bodily injury coverage. Fortunately, you may have $100,000 in underinsured motorist coverage. You can hire my firm if the injury is serious enough. We'll take the $25,000 from the guy that hit you from behind, and then we'll take another $75,000 from your underinsured motorist coverage in your policy, or maybe even $100,000 depending on which state you live in, because some states allow you to stack your underinsured coverage on top of the other fellow's bodily injury. You should have realized by now how important it is to buy as much uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage as you can afford. It's the most important auto coverage you can buy. You're protecting yourself and your loved ones. And sometimes, outrageously, some policies are written that include higher limits for bodily injury than for uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage. Why would you ever want to protect yourself and your loved ones less than you protect strangers? Now, no, you can't go out and buy more for yourself, more uninsured, underinsured than bodily injury. They have to match. But if you want to buy more to protect yourself, so buy more bodily injury. Bump up your bodily injury coverage from 25 to 50, from 50 to 100, from 100 to 250, so you can similarly bump up your uninsured, underinsured to make them match. And if you're a higher net worth individual and you have an umbrella policy, you'd be surprised they're not that expensive. You may have it already, or you can buy one. That sits on top of your primary policy. So let's say you have $250,000 in your primary policy. Now you buy an umbrella policy, it sticks another $1 million on top. So now you're covered. You run somebody over, God forbid, you're protected up to $1.25 million. However, most umbrella policies don't include excess uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage, which means somebody else gets hurt because you run them over, they can come after you up to $1.25 million. But you get hurt by somebody who only has a $25,000 or has no coverage, you're stuck with only $250 in your primary. You don't have the extra $1 million. Again, why would you protect yourself less than strangers? Make sure your umbrella policy, if you can afford one, includes excess uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage. Now, go out there and bump up those limits. Protect yourself. I don't want to get that call after an injury and have to share the terrible news with you that I wish we'd spoken a week before. I wish you had had better coverage limits.